Yo,
Is it over, dude?
and I'm free falling.
It was fun, man. It was fun while it lasted.
Yeah, we had some good times, and I think we're going below 90.
Yeah, I think you're right. I've been looking at it, the last couple days, and I don't see how we don't. And, so much is driven by the news, and I don't think there's like any good news coming. So,
Yeah.
see ya.
Hey, I like let's make it happen. Just do what you're gonna do, and I can get stack more sats on the cheap. Hopefully I keep getting paid in Bitcoin at these levels and lower. And I'm thinking about 5, 10 years from now, so this is like a complete gift. I think it's kind of so many people bought around 100K. And so this is the first time that they're experiencing any type of, dip or volatility.
Yeah.
And so it's a rite of passage for those folks, and it's all gonna be okay. Okay, like it's gonna be
Nobody gets a
okay.
pass.
Nobody gets
Yeah.
gas.
Nobody gets out of here without some serious pain. So what's the are there any extreme measures that would cause you to change your life to stack the dip? Let's say we go to 70 something. Because we were there in April. We were in the 70s
I'd
at one
probably
point.
start. I have clients that pay me in cash,
Okay.
and I'd probably start trying to incent. I always put an incentive out there for folks to pay in Bitcoin. Like I give it, like if
Yeah.
I'm pitching it and I'm like, "Are you guys like open to paying in Bitcoin?" I'm like, okay, then I can give you a bit of a cheaper retainer. Um, I don't know. I might have to like revisit and have those conversations. It's kind of a hard conversation to have with, certain clients because they've got like their tax department that like is handling everything. They've got a way that they want to handle
Yeah.
it. I think I would probably have like some conversations again with in that capacity and try and get everything that I'm getting paid in Bitcoin.
That's
That's
good.
the lowest hanging fruit thing that I can think of, and it just makes sense. So
Yeah. I'm wondering, should I, if we got down to that, should I sell my Jeep? Should I, I've
I'm,
got a nice four-door Jeep that I could probably get rid of and drive a beater for a year or two.
yeah,
I haven't sold all the chairs.
I've
You
got a
know what?
Peloton. We've got a Peloton in the backyard, and
Get it out,
I mean
sell it.
I got it from our neighbors like a year and a half ago. And I'm like, oh, this will be good for like the rainy days. You just get on the Peloton. But we signed up for the membership to do the classes, and I was like, this is the worst thing ever. It was like it was so gay. It was like the instructors were gay, and it was so lame. I'm like, and I just can't sit on something and pedal and like not go anywhere. So we're gonna sell that and probably can get like, I don't know, maybe a K, 1200,
Yeah,
something like that.
1,200. Yeah, that's good, man. That's good stacking right there. I mean,
For
if we
sure.
go down to, I don't know where we're gonna go, but I think we're gonna break through the 90s. I think that's right.
Yeah, I mean, I could see us. It feels like worst case scenario would be in the 70s somewhere.
Worst case can go much lower than that though, But I think you're
Yeah.
right. It's all the short-term holders that bought in at 110, 107 and they're like, fuck it, I'm out. I can't wait anymore. I thought this thing was going to 200. Everyone told me Tom Lee told me it was going to 200 this year.
Well, listen, I guess you're right. It's not the worst case. That's like maybe that's the worst case in terms of like price corrections if we were talking about Bitcoin of like 5 years ago. Um, but now with all the treasury companies and the unraveling of these treasury companies and the pressure that the sell pressure that they're gonna go through, and like you see like Nakamoto's like, but zero point 0.5 MNAV, and at some point like some private equity is
Just
gonna go in and be like, all right, we're taking over and we're selling the Bitcoin at a 2x gain.
yeah.
Where
Why
you
wouldn't just Sailor buy that? Why wouldn't Sailor buy Nakamoto and just buy for the Bitcoin?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I'm just, but like there could be a massive unraveling thanks to these treasury companies, which could send us a lot lower than 70. which would, you know, that'd be something to behold.
It would be, Bitcoin would be fine, and it would give everyone. I mean, the thing is, there's so many normies, dude, that would be so terrified. And I remember going from 65 down to 30, and I had told my friends, "This is your last chance to buy Bitcoin. This is the last chance you could buy one." And we were at 30 for like a year, like all of 2021 or something, 2020. I can't remember when, but it was it was painful. And I thought, Bitcoin just has to leave sort of the narrative, like the public discourse. Everyone has to forget about Bitcoin so that it can quietly grow over time. And I think if we went down to just say like 65, I mean, the obituaries would be relentless.
No, for sure. I welcome it. I think the politics and Bitcoin are so intertwined now as well, especially with the Trump presidency.
That's a
And
good call.
they've got the midterms coming up in a year, okay?
Yeah.
And there needs to be a strong economy. And of course, the economy is not the stock market or the price of Bitcoin, but that's actually what most people think it is. And so, like, to cover up
Yeah.
high inflation and the actual truth of the matter, they're going to do everything in their power to pump the stock market, pump Bitcoin, and all of it, So the way I look at it, I'm like the lower we can go between like now and then, like I'll take it because I know what all the liquidity that they're going to pump into the system, the money that they're going to print is going to, I mean, it's going to be face melting when the price of Bitcoin catches up to the actual M2, which is just one indicator. It's completely decoupled from you look at the M2 and you look
Sure.
at the price of Bitcoin. That was like a trend for a while and then it completely
Yeah. Totally
broke,
broke.
but it can catch up to that. And there's a lot of
Sure.
different, ways to slice up the apple. So yeah, I mean, again, like just to reiterate, everything between now and midterms is a cheap stacking opportunity, and the longer we're here, the the more advantageous it is for us in the long term.
It's just wild to see it. And you're right. QE starts on December 1st, right?
Yeah.
The Fed is going to stop selling assets and doing the quantitative tightening. So that's the money printer turning on. And it looks like they're doing a lot of short term T bills, which hasn't really affected the market. So, they've been printing billions of dollars, but it's going into the short term stuff. So that doesn't have a huge impact on asset prices. But I think you're right. They still got to roll over 7 trillion in debt. I was wrong about last week's stimmy check. It's
Yeah.
200 billion. It's 200 billion. If they
200.
did, yeah, I was saying 2.6 billion, 130 million Americans. But if it was 100,000 or 100 million taxpayers, 200 billion attack of stimmy revenue. So I think it's just a matter of time before this all goes the direction that we, want it to go, which is up.
Yeah, which is up. And I mean there are a lot of very exciting things in the industry that are, I mean the news with Square, everything that Block's been doing has been really exciting. I know you wanted to talk a little bit about that. So, I mean, what's the headline? The headline is that you can use the Lightning Network essentially. You can use Bitcoin without actually transacting in Bitcoin.
It's crazy.
At any if you're using Square or any point of sale, actually, like there's this Bitcoin merchant community that put out sort of like a one pager that you could take to farmers markets and stuff and like hand out to them so that they can start tapping into this. And
Yeah.
I love this because this is for the small guy, right? I mean, this is like what was it really exciting about uh what Square originally did with the dongle that they had at all the farmers markets, which kind of like changed the game of farmers markets where you could just have
Yeah.
this thing that plugged into your
Super
phone.
easy
Now you could like accept
because
any
nobody has cash.
nobody has cash. And it was like, wow, now
Right.
it just really opened up. And I think I honestly feel like you can attribute a lot of like the increase in like people shopping for at farms and like eating organic vegetables and doing all that to that little piece of technology, that dongle, right? That plug into the phone. And I think that this is as big as that, if not bigger, because it's just going to work on the back end and it opens everything up, and incredibly exciting.
The real unlock is that you can use your whatever, use your card or your phone, and you can pay the retailer in Bitcoin, even if you don't have Bitcoin.
Yeah.
And so that sounds cool, but you have to point out the incentive, which is the retailer will say, I want Bitcoin more than I want cash. So I will incentivize you to pay me in Bitcoin. And how do they do that? They lower the price
Mhm.
20%, 10%, whatever. You get a Bitcoin company or a Bitcoin merchant, they want to accept Bitcoin. You don't even have to have it. You can just spend your regular dirty dollars. I will give you a lower price as the retailer because you're going to pay in Bitcoin to me. And that to me is the unlock that is going to be huge. We're going to see Bitcoin live right next to dollars. One is going to be better than the other, and it's going to be better because of the incentives. The retailer will offer lower prices when they pay in Bitcoin. To me, that is like the headline news. We
Yeah.
are going to see a two-tier spending system.
And the tax unlock, like every time you
Yeah.
are transacting Bitcoin, it's not it's a capital gains thing potentially, right? There's
They're going to do the de minimis, which is bullshit, but they're going to do like a $600. I mean, Bitcoin is money. It's not, it is not digital property the way it's classified. Yes,
100%.
it does have property characteristics, but it's money, you know? So, like, you can't tax money. Give me
Hmm.
a break.
Hmm.
You tax the movement of money, the transactions. But anyway, so I think it's just going to be exciting to see retailers figure this out.
Well, yeah, dude. It's one of the exciting things too is like if you don't, I'm looking at the Bitcoin Merchant download or this kit that they put out, and it's like if you don't use Square or you're outside of the US, you can pick another point of sale solution that accepts Bitcoin payments, and they list just four here, like the four top ones. And out of the four, Mana is on there. Our friend Adam
I
uh
saw that.
who's just on it. I mean, I'm just so stoked to see that, to see them include because it's such an awesome, easy to use wallet, and it's well deserved. So,
Yeah.
next time I go to the farmers market, I'm gonna print some of these out. I'm gonna bring it, and I'm gonna suggest downloading Mana. That's what I'm gonna do.
Nice, dude. That's great.
Yeah,
It's exciting, man. I mean, I think it's all the headwinds are, price, but everything behind us, the wind at our back, I guess you might say, it's all the adoption. It's all the new technology that's getting unlocked. It's Bitcoin becoming popular everywhere. I mean, it's funny because that's this type of news would like make the market pump in years previous,
that's
and
right.
it doesn't do anything anymore.
No,
Nobody cares
we're in
about good
the
news.
age of the suit coiners, and I
Yeah.
could care less about it. It's like the least interesting thing to me. There are some dynamics of it that are kind of fun to dig into. But what I really care about, I think what most of us care about is bottom up adoption and regular everyday folks that don't have a ton of money that need Bitcoin the most that are, getting onboarded to it now easily. And I mean that's energizing to me. That's what's really exciting. I mean, how much Bitcoin strategy buy this week? It's like, okay, they bought another,
Who cares?
yeah, who fucking cares? So
8,000 Bitcoin or whatever. Who cares?
yeah, who cares? Yeah. Uh, it's all good. It's good, man. This is what we want to see.
Yeah, you got to wonder how many people that need Bitcoin bought a little of it because let's just say there's some people that fit that use case. I need Bitcoin, and then they have to watch it go down 30%. Like it's like, man, I hope they studied. I hope they learned what it is,
Mhm.
because then you'd be looking at this and you'd be saying, "Oh, good, I have a chance to get more than I did last week."
Yeah.
But I just feel like it's a slim group of people. It's not many people that are aware of Bitcoin and not shaken out by the dips.
Yeah, I mean, it takes time to educate
Who are
yourself.
new?
It
Who are new, I should
Who are
say.
new, yeah. I mean, it
Yeah.
doesn't come overnight, and you know. touch the stove. You learn the hard way. Unfortunately, that's just kind of what we all have to go through. I certainly went through it, you know. And but the great thing is there are tons of resources out there. The best advice I'd give to anybody that's like new in Bitcoin is tell them to get on Twitter and follow a bunch of legit Bitcoiners and just like
Yeah.
immerse yourself in that echo chamber, and you're gonna learn a ton. You know, like yes, read a book. Here's a book. Yeah, you should read, or here's a bullish case for Bitcoin. It's a short article, 30, 45 minute audible book. But you know, just the the camaraderie that you'll get on X is going to get you through the dips, right? That's what it is.
Yeah.
Because you can forget what you read, and the conviction behind just like reading an article and then being in the real world is, I mean, there's a big gap there. So Twitter tends to
That's
fill that gap.
Yeah, and Twitter has a way of sucking you in and not letting you go and making you spend all your free time in it.
I know.
So it's
It
like
is a dirty
I
thing.
only I only laugh because it's like, would I really wish that on someone?
I know. I've been trying
Forget
to
about your friends, your family, your interests. It's Bitcoin Twitter from here on out.
yeah.
Say goodbye to everyone.
Hey, dude, it can get carried away. I've certainly got carried away with it. So I've been trying to get into the habit of instead of having my phone next to me, like I'll put a book next to me. And so when I want to reach for my phone, I'll reach for the book instead. You know, I'm taking a break
Smart.
from work but I get like maybe 2 pages, 3 pages in, and then like something comes to me that is like a tweet and or like something work related, that I'm like, oh, it's a good idea. Um, but if I'm just endlessly scrolling on Twitter, those things never come to me. Like I don't think of good
That's
tweets
true.
when I'm scrolling. You know, I don't think of good like business ideas when I'm scrolling. It's only like it's a different part of your brain when you're reading something like legit than when you're just doom scrolling and shit talking on X.
Yeah, I the best memes that I've made, the ones that perform the best, I was like on a walk or
For
working
sure.
out, you
Hmm.
know,
Yeah.
something that wasn't yeah, you're right. It's like consume and create. You can't do both.
Hmm.
You can't consume and then create. Well, what do you think, man? Should we buy some Bitcoin at the lows before it goes back up to 93 or 92?
Let's do it.
All right. I'm gonna buy 42 bucks today.
I'll join you. I'll join you in the 42.
Nice. Double stack.
Yeah.
All right. Buying at 92,000.
Name. Done. Used River.
Nice.
My mom just sent me an article right before we hopped on here from
There
the
it
New York
goes.
Post, and she was like, "Is this true?" And I read the article, and it was about how to not get kidnapped for your Bitcoin.
My mom sends me that shit.
Yeah, and it's just whole thing about all the stories of like people that have been kidnapped, and I just want to warn anyone that's thinking of kidnapping me, you fucking better come prepared, okay? You better
Yeah.
come ready because
Yeah, I think
oh,
I lost my
Bitcoin
private
anyway.
keys.
Well,
What's
that's
that?
the thing. You can't even I have no Bitcoin to give you. Like it would be a dead end for you, you know?
I think you're fine, dude. We're too early. And the guys that have gotten kidnapped are in other countries or they're Bitcoin billionaires,
Yeah,
you
well, we're,
know.
we're gonna get there.
Dude, I'm a greasy pleb. I got nothing.
Yeah, I know we keep stacking $20 a week.
That's
I know
true.
we'll be billionaires pretty soon, buddy.
That's true. $1,000 in Bitcoin over the last year. So it's
Yeah.
not nothing.
I'm gonna hire Eric Prince and some guys from Blackwater to be my security detail.
Okay, cool. What's the going rate on that?
I mean, it's not even an issue. Whatever.
Okay. Are you paying them in Bitcoin?
Yeah, I'll pay. I'll give him some sats for sure. I don't
Okay.
I have to work through that, but yeah, I'll give him like 100 sats. This is years. This is like 20 years from now. I'll give him like 100 sats. That'll
Oh,
that'll sustain them for a little while.
yeah, 20 years from now. I mean, yeah, we might have a problem then. No problem today,
Yeah.
though.
But dude, it's scary to think about what AI is going to be doing in terms of like scanning through everything, and I don't know. It's
Hmm.
on the verge of something really nasty being unleashed. But for the time being, I mean, it seems like there is a huge bubble that is forming in AI. What do you think?
That's a good segue. Yeah, I think so. I sent you a post and a dude shared whatever 6 charts or something, and maybe I'll post the video here so everyone has some context.
And some of the info. So, the Wall Street Journal released this article recently called When AI Hype Meets AI Reality, A Reckoning in 6 Charts. And some of the info and data presented in these graphs is pretty wild. Let's take a look. So, this first graph represents the status of AI data center buildouts, represented in terms of gigawatts of power for projects that are currently under construction, already built, or planned to be built. And the very, very tall bar you see on the graph represents 2025. So we're somewhere around 80 gigawatts of AI data center power currently under construction or planned to be built out, which is crazy. This next graph represents CapEx expenses for Amazon, Microsoft, Google, and Meta per quarter for AI infrastructure, data centers, everything involved. And as you can see in 2025, it's been insane. In Q3 alone, we went over $100 billion in CapEx. Before that, in Q2, it was under $100 billion in CapEx, but close. And in Q1, it was about $75 billion in CapEx. So far in 2025, we're probably seeing close to $300 billion in CapEx expenses for data centers. This next graph right here is capital expenditures as a percentage of these companies' sales annually. Microsoft and Meta are approaching 40% of CapEx expenditures as a percentage of their sales. Google and Amazon really aren't that far behind, teetering around 20%, but these are huge bets that these companies are placing on AI and the data center infrastructure associated with it, which is crazy to me. It's like they're shoving all their chips into the middle of the pot and going all in on the hand that they have. Then this graph right here represents the amount of square footage that these AI data centers are going to take up. Everything that's highlighted or surrounded in yellow, that's the total square footage of every single Costco warehouse that exists. By the end of 2025, there's going to be plans for 455 million square feet of AI data centers, and it's going to add another 200 million to that by the end of 2027. Like, this is insane. Then this graph represents the power demands for all these AI data centers. By the end of 2025, it's about 71 gigawatts of power. For comparison, everything that's outlined in yellow is the total hourly electricity production of the entire United Kingdom, which isn't anything to sneeze at. By the end of 2027, we're going to be adding another 40 gigawatts of demand for power for all these AI data centers. And then this graph is the craziest of them all. This is a revenue projection by Raymond James of what they expect all of these companies to generate in revenue from anything to do with their AI products or services. It's expected to hit $350 billion by 2030, despite the fact that in 2025 we've done less than $50 billion in revenue. Like, are you nuts? This is crazy to me. If this isn't your sign that we're in an AI bubble, I don't know what is.
Their money, their huge capital expense into making sure that, they've got the server farms and they've got the data infrastructure and they've spent over $100 billion or something, but the revenue isn't there.
Yeah.
And the revenue, in order to meet the expenses by 2030, they have to like 400x or whatever the number is, but they have to hit multiples over what they've spent just to make it all worthwhile. And I think people are starting to figure out those numbers. I saw Peter Thiel, a couple other guys dump some Nvidia shares, dumped a good portion of their Tesla, and I'm just wondering, Peter Thiel, he made the run on Silicon Valley Bank, right? With that little tweet to his buddies, and that thing collapsed within 48 hours. You start to see these big guys start selling their shares, and you just wonder what's going to happen next.
A great unraveling. It's like the everything bubble. There are so many things intertwined with this. And what is very concerning is that these data centers are increasingly being funded with debt.
Yeah,
So it's like it's to keep the debt off the balance sheet. And
right.
so then to do that, they're like, I don't know, I guess pretty complicated, but it's almost like the Big Short. Like they're selling like asset-backed securities in different like what it like a tranche, like a different risk tranche to other investors that are like indifferent to that underlying asset. And like it's like we've been there before. Like we know what happens when you play these games. And that, I mean, that was The Big Short, right? That was 2008. And also like wasn't that also like 1999? Like the dot-com bubble too, a little bit.
Yeah,
Uh,
the valuations were just incredibly high, and that's what we have today. The valuations are way too high compared to what their earnings are.
yeah.
And so, yeah, you kind of wonder this one's going to hurt because most Americans, if they have stocks, and I think it's what is it? 52% of Americans' wealth is in the stock market, so the other half is probably their house. And that means that the crash is going to be deep and it's going to hit a lot of people if it crashes, if the bubble pops.
What's really going to be weird is you're going to have all these like stranded AI data centers because they're
Right.
building so much, right? It's talking about the footprint, but like the what he used in the video is like the comparison to Costco's, right?
Right.
And that graph was like, I mean, that really hit home for me. But just like imagine if you have these vacant power plants essentially, and they're stranded assets in somewhere in like backwoods America, and it's just like a ghost town, almost like a vacated nuclear power plant. Just how kind of just picturing how creepy that is, like how post-apocalyptic that just feels to me. I could just see
Bitcoin mining, dude.
yeah. Well, yeah. I mean,
Mining Bitcoin. That's what I would be doing. Buy those
Iron's
things on
done
the
it right.
cheap.
They were ahead of the curve. Iron, when like they
Yeah.
had this idea three years ago, you know, and it's really paid off for them.
Hmm.
I was working with them around that time too, and I was like, wow, I should have fucking bought the Iron stock.
Oh, you missed it.
I missed it. Yeah,
You did.
I
Oh,
was so close to it too. I'm such an
that's
idiot.
okay. Nah, dude. Nobody. Hindsight's 2020. But
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I think, yeah, I don't know, man. Is the bubble gonna pop? If it does, that would also send Bitcoin down quite a bit. It's the most liquid asset. People are getting margin called. I mean, they need cash. They're selling Bitcoin out of their ETF.
I don't think that we've
So
even begun to. I don't think we've started to see the bubble burst at all. Like I think that
no,
what we're in
not at
the
all.
we're like approach eventually we're going to go to euphoric stage. We're not even like at that stage yet. I think the
Right.
bubble is probably 4 or 5 years away. Uh,
You think it's that far?
yeah, I think it's that far away.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, then I'm not worried, dude. I mean, the
Yeah.
world can change 4 times over in 5 years.
I mean, to have 5 years of like booming markets for like a generational 2008 kind of meltdown, you know. Yeah, I don't think anything would unravel any sooner than that.
Hmm.
I could be
I was
completely wrong. I don't know.
I was thinking like December, January.
Oh shit. Okay, we're in two different time horizons here. I just see it as this thing that's like brewing, right? But like that money is gonna, like all that debt is gonna get you pretty far along. Like you just keep pumping that bubble. And
Okay.
we're still in the stage where like AI, everyone wants to invest in AI companies. I think there's still a lot of grift left in this ship before we get to a point where it becomes like unavoidable. And I don't see that being within the next year.
They got to prove out earnings. They got to prove that the capital is there, that they can pay back the investors, and that they
Well,
can grow something that people actually want besides the $10 or $20 a month AI subscription. Like it,
yeah, but AI adoption has been like the fastest adopted technology of all time, right? So you can like sell that promise. And I mean, how many years did all these remember the whole tech bubble, all these like unprofitable
hmm
tech companies just like hemorrhaging money, like just bleeding out, never turning a profit,
yeah.
uh, but being valuated in the billions of dollars is like they're not even making any money. So I think it's like the same kind of playbook here, and there's actually a lot more money involved as well.
hmm
So yeah, but I think it'll take a while. Again, like I don't think it's going to be like, oh, you're not earning this year, and you're not. Yeah, I don't know. I could be completely wrong, but I would say probably in the next 4 or 5 years.
If it's 4 or 5 years, then it's forever. Like it's too
Yeah.
far away to even worry about.
A lot can change, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, totally.
And I mean, I don't know. I don't believe that they're gonna hit the growth that they need to hit. That's just a massive number, but what if they do? Like, what if actually AI does change the world? Like, what if? Like, what if this is sort of like the Jetsons moment? I don't give that a high probability, but like, what if the AI humanoids, and the AI everything, this and that, and it's like in everything that you do. Um, what if it actually does hit the growth that they're expecting or close to it? That would be a completely different world, and I don't think that we hit that, but it's kind of crazy to think on that side of the coin.
Yeah, I don't want to be a skeptic because I don't know. And you could look back on this video and be like, man, that guy had no clue what the
Oh,
future
for
held,
sure. We have no
you
idea.
know? But yeah, I guess it remains to be seen. I mean, hey, I hope it all works out.
I'm not an AI expert.
I hope everyone.
I don't like pay a lot of attention into this type of stuff, but so I'm ripe for a wrong prediction. Just to
I
caveat this, I don't know.
have no problem with that. I've been wrong plenty of times on this show, so it
Yeah.
would be just another day. That's all.
Hmm. What else, man?
What else? Oh goodness, I don't know, dude.
Is that it?
That might be it for me.
Oh, is Epstein one thing? Maybe we wait for Thursday to talk about this because we got Jake.
No, what is it? What is it?
Epstein met Satoshi.
Oh, I feel like this is just a smear campaign.
Well, if it's not photoshopped, which very well could be, my hypothesis is that, or my theory is that, and I haven't matched up the dates, but my theory is that Epstein met Craig Wright at like some World Economic Forum type of
And he
shit.
thought it was
And
Satoshi.
Craig Wright said, "Yeah, I'm Satoshi. I'm actually Satoshi."
Yeah,
And Epstein just like believed him. And he's like, "Yeah, and I met Satoshi." And they said if it's not Craig Wright, then it's any number of people that have claimed to be Satoshi, that are probably like also at the same time pitching him some other different like crypto project. Be like, actually, like I'm Satoshi.
yeah,
Got this other, shit coin that I can tell you about too. So, I mean, so do
yeah.
you think Satoshi was going up talking to people being like, "Hey, man, I'm Satoshi,"
Let me
like,
get on that island.
yeah, like it's
I don't think so.
so anyway,
Yeah,
maybe
I
we could talk about how ridiculous that is on Thursday because we're gonna have Jake from Air BTC join us, and that should be a pretty fun episode.
yeah. The one thing I still haven't wrapped my head around is like the Trump Clinton, the big beautiful bill
The Bubba,
fiasco. Yeah.
what is it?
Dude, what is that? What is that about? I don't even I mean, is that real? Were they just joking around? Like, come on. I can't wrap my head around that.
I can't wrap my head around that either. I actually don't have any theories other than just disbelief initially.
I think I'm gonna just stay in disbelief.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna
I don't
move
really
through
want
the
to
other
dig around
stages.
that.
I
I'll let someone else dig
don't
around
I
that.
don't either, but like dude, things are getting crazy. It's
It
getting
is really
crazy out
wild.
here.
You're right, man. The timeline we're living in is I'm trying to curse less. Our timeline we're living in is freaking nuts, man.
It is nuts. Like, is there a panic button? Is there a lever we can pull? Like, send me back. I
The
just
dude,
can't handle it
there's like it's
anymore.
so much. It's like every day there's like some crazy email that gets leaked. There's some other wild development, and it's oh brother, I don't know.
Dude.
Just gotta um I've been listening to the Bible every day. I'm just trying to study more scripture and have
Yeah,
that
there
click
you
with
go.
me because it can be a little untenable sometimes. And there's so much. It's like it can be so overwhelming, but you've got that foundation in Jesus, and I've really been trying to lean into that, and that helps keep me sane.
That's good, man. Yeah, that's the right way to do it. I mean, you don't have to process everything.
Right.
Some stories you can just let them go by.
You can
You
just let
never
them
have
go
to think
by. I
about
don't have to. I
Don't
find
even
myself
care.
like replying to people like to argue with them about like something that actually I don't even really know much about, but I just see someone say something that I know is stupid and I want to tell them that they're retarded. And then
I've seen your posts
yeah.
recently. Like,
Some of
oh man,
those some of those I care about. Like there are some really
like
some
you genuinely believe they're retarded. I
I
genuinely, that's what you
genuinely
mean.
believe that. So I can't avoid this. I got to go in. But there have been a lot of other ones that I've been like, yeah, it's not worth it. I'll just let it go by. Like 10 to 1.
Yeah.
Like for every 10 that I'm going to reply to, I let it go by. And then for every one that I end up replying to. And I don't know. I don't want to relitigate any of those recent tweets of mine but some of those people just pissed me off. And you had one guy that was like in the comments of a Mike Alfred tweet about how Mexican
Oh
culture is Western
yeah.
culture and we need to do, everything to protect the
No,
Mexican culture in America. And I'm like, are you like are you actually retarded or are you just like evil? And then there was this other
evil,
guy
dude.
that
That's
commented, he
evil.
was like, at all costs, we must protect the Mexican influence in Western culture. And I'm like, what world are you living in? Like, are you and I just got in like a five string, five tweet debate with this guy, and I just straight retardation. I don't know. Those types of things, I'm like, man, I know it's not helping. Like I'm not doing anything that's going to move the needle, but I just have a hard time letting certain things like that go.
You know what my favorite thing is? It's going on to someone's post a year later and then seeing all the plebs who have thrown tomatoes at the post.
Yeah,
Everyone who just threw shit at the guy.
yeah,
And so I think you might not think you made a difference, but I'll bet in the future people are going to be looking at that post when they said that thing and they're going to see that Cold Hard Sats called him a retard.
that's right.
And you're
That's and
and you're
that's
going to
what
be
matters.
vindicated. Yes, it's like you got to put your graffiti on it. You know,
That's
someone puts a post up there. Sometimes you just got to throw the tomato just for historical purpose,
yeah,
just for the future. You know, I was here and I called you retarded.
yeah.
It's history. It's like graffiti on the stall
Yeah,
in the toilet.
that's right, dude. That's a good way to look at it. Okay, I'm gonna do some more shit posting today. You know what? You inspired me.
I think that's just a huge purpose. It's part of why we're Bitcoiners. You know, like once you figured out the answer and you started stacking Bitcoin, you've earned the right to throw tomatoes.
That's right. That's right. Well, the thing is, I was arguing with the guy that was a Bitcoiner. That was a non-immigration issue.
I
But
mean, he's not a real Bitcoiner, right? I thought that guy was a Fed.
yeah, he like
He's
um,
he also talked about Zcash or something like that.
I posted a screenshot of what he said about Zcash before he deleted it.
Yeah,
And then I got some
yeah.
people in the comments that here's what he said. What did Mike Alfred say? He said, I had dinner with a couple billionaire investors last night. Really good wine and conversation. One of them, who made his money originally in private equity, said he is now using Zcash as his money market fund. I was flabbergasted. It's a brave new world, and you're not ready. That was yesterday, and he deleted it.
It's
And
a lie, dude. It's a
it's
lie.
a
The whole
lie.
thing
And then I
is
got
not
people that
true.
are in my comments, some of them, the majority are like, yeah, dude's a scammer. But then you have other people that are like, I don't think you have followed him for long enough because he's very sarcastic. I'm like, no, I don't think you understand. I followed him for a very long time. I tuned into a lot of the spaces that he was in, heard what he had to say, and concluded that he's an S tier grifter. The fact that he is 50% of his posts either like trolling, rage baiting, or being deliberately sarcastic is a defense mechanism. It's like he's proactively trying to muddy the waters on what he says, whether it's factual or he believes in or just a joke. Because if the law ever comes to him, he's going to say, here's how it's sarcasm, right? Because look,
Mm,
that's sarcasm and this is sarcasm. Like, so therefore, what I was
mm.
saying about this, you think that I was misleading investors or whatever. No, it's just me being sarcastic. That's kind of what I do on social media. And so like you really want to be paying attention to a guy like that? That's
I was
you,
gonna say,
you-
dude, it's not even worth it. Just mute, move on.
yeah. I
I
don't
don't
even
know.
follow him. It just kind of popped up and I was like, gotta get this screenshot. before it. I felt like
And it got deleted.
get deleted, and they deleted it. Yeah.
Well, I
Anyway,
don't know. I can't sort that one out. You know, we're just sharing our opinions here. Who knows?
well, yeah, I don't know. I feel
I
like
don't
S tier grifter.
know. Yeah. All right. Nothing wrong with that.
Listen, man, we're on the front lines every day, trying to be, good Bitcoiners and steer people in the right direction. And you got to call a spade a spade.
Yeah, I think that's the only purpose for us. Like, try to point people towards Bitcoin and try to help them stack Bitcoin every week with us. Like, that's
That's
the
right.
mission.
Good
Just
segue.
stack Bitcoin with us.
Good segue,
Just stack
buddy.
Bitcoin.
Yeah, let's wrap it up. This is supposed to be Stack Show Mini. I feel like we've just had a lot to talk about today.
This is Stack Show Maxi, maximum,
Yeah. If
maximum stack.
we hope you stack sats with us because that's the point of the show. Hopefully you ended up with more stacks on the cheap today than you did before we started the show. And we've got our podcast coming up on Thursday, so we got a few days between now and then. If you watch this and you have a question or a comment, leave it in the comments below, and we'll address it on Thursday's show.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay, that's it for
And
me.
send us in your voice DMs on our X account.
Of course, please send us the voice DMs. We look forward
It's
to.
always good. Yeah, it's always good to hear from the crowd.
It'd be nice to have some when Jake joins. So
Okay.
send him in.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see. I'll have to check.
Okay. All right, buddy.
All right, dude. See you next time.
See ya.